In this video, you will be learning to write the body paragraphs of an informative essay. What are the parts of a body paragraph? The beginning of the paragraph should always begin with a transition word or phrase. The first sentence should introduce the idea. It includes the main idea of this paragraph. In other words, what is the main point in the paragraph you are writing? The second and third sentences of the paragraph should be a quote or evidence from your text. Add in your evidence from the text to support your main idea. And the final sentence or sentences should be additional information from analyzing your evidence or elaborating on your main idea. Let's take another look at some transitions. Begin each paragraph with some type of transitional word or phrase. Here are some to choose from. Later in the video, you will see some examples that I have written using the transition phrase, to begin with, and also the transition phrase, equally important. Once you've chosen a transition phrase, you should begin writing the rest of your first sentence. Introduce the idea of the paragraph. In the essay that you've been writing, you were given this prompt. In paragraph 7, the text states, "Stink bugs are not harmful to people, but are considered pests." Use facts from the text to explain why this is true. Let's take a look at a first sentence example that I have written for you. To begin with, stink bugs reproduce very quickly and in large numbers. As you can see, I have highlighted "to begin with" in red because that's my transition phrase. Then, stink bugs reproduce very quickly and in large numbers is introducing the main idea of the paragraph. The paragraph I'm going to continue writing will be explaining why it is a pest or a bother that stink bugs reproduce very quickly and in large numbers. Next, I'm going to add a quote or some direct evidence from the text. Take a look at my example. The article, "Stink Bugs," states that female stink bugs lay eggs in large groups. In the National Geographic article, the author states that there is no true predator to stink bugs. And then I'm going to analyze or elaborate on my text evidence. That means many stink bugs hatch at one time and begin their trip into the environment in mass numbers. It doesn't say that in the text, but let's go back and take a look at my quote or my information from the articles. It states that female stink bugs lay eggs in large groups. It also states that there's no true predator to the stink bug. So I am using inferencing in my analyzing and elaboration. I am able to say that my text means many stink bugs hatch at one time and begin their trip into the environment in mass numbers. I was able to tell that from the information that I read. You are given a graphic organizer and Canvas for this lesson. Please print it out and use it to help organize your body paragraphs. Let's take a look at the first body paragraph that I have written. These are all of the parts put together. To begin with, stink bugs reproduce very quickly and in large numbers. The article "Stink Bugs" states that female stink bugs lay eggs in large groups. In the National Geographic article, the author states that there is no true predator to stink bugs. That means many stink bugs hatch at one time and begin their trip into the environment in mass numbers. If you look at my paragraph and then back over at the graphic organizer, you can see that I have a topic sentence, as well as some supporting details, information that I have cited from the text, and connections that were made. To begin my next paragraph, I'm going to need another transition word. Let's take a look. How do I go from the first body paragraph to another? Remember, transition, introduce the idea, quote or evidence from the text, and then analyze or elaborate. Here's another example. Equally important, there's my transition, is the fact that these pests infest homes. In the 6th paragraph of stink bugs, it says that these insects live quite comfortably indoors. People do not like bugs in their homes, and stink bugs infest in large numbers. Now it's your turn. Here's the assignment. Use the graphic organizer sent to you in the lesson. Plan out your 2 or 3 body paragraphs using the format discussed in this video. Then, draft those paragraphs and submit as your checkpoint.